this guitar lesson, I'll teach y'all how to play a guitar solo in the key of C for Bluegrass. And this will actually work for country as well. So this guitar solo is created with a bunch of guitar licks that you can use to solo in the key of C. And as we work through this guitar solo, I'll give you some really good tips on how to use these guitar licks and how to create guitar solos when you've got a song in the key of C. We're really going to be focusing on the note combinations that will make your playing sound more country and bluegrass. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to pull up tablature on the screen and I'll break down this solo for you one line at a time. So here's the first line of the tablature for this guitar solo. Let me play through it a couple times real quick. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 measures in this first line, and I think of it like we're playing 4 different guitar licks, one lick per measure. And these little guitar licks are built around the open chord that the rhythm guitar will be playing. That's going to be going on a lot throughout this guitar solo, so keep that in mind. For example, the first measure, you can see right above that measure written in a C, so that means the rhythm guitar is playing a C chord, and the lick is built right around that C chord. So let's just break down each of these measures real quick and pay attention to the pick stroke direction symbols right above each measure as well. So the first measure, one, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Got a little hammer on in there. Then if you're ready, let's add on the second measure. The second measure is pretty straightforward. It's all downstrokes. We're going to start out with our pointer finger fretting the second string, first fret, right there. And we're going to play this. We'll leave that pointer finger held down for that entire second measure. And we'll just be walking down with our ring finger to the middle, to the open. Ring, middle, open. So if we combine those first 2 measures, we've got pause the video if you want to work on those 2 measures. When you're ready, let's add on measures 3 and 4 over the F chord. Get it sound like this. So in that third measure, it's a similar type of lick that we played in the first measure over the C chord, but in this third measure we're going to play this same type of lick over the F chord shape. We're going to have to make a slight adjustment near the end of it So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and one real important thing at the end of the third measure, those last 3 notes, when you play those last 3 notes, you are going to be barring your pointer finger all the way across the first and second strings. And you'll see why when we get to the fourth measure, because we're going to need that barred across there to be efficient to play that fourth measure. But third measure one more time. Bar it. Because that's the next note at the beginning of the fourth measure. Right there. We've already got that pointer finger barred down. So we got the third measure. And then the fourth measure sounds like this. Really like this one measure lick over an F chord right here in the fourth measure. One, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So you see we've got a real quick slide. You know, after we do that first note, we're going to slide up with our ring finger real fast from the 3rd fret to the 5th fret there, first string. Oops. Just like that. Pick, slide, dun, 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 dun. That note we're going to pick up with our middle finger on the 4th fret, 2nd string. So when we combine measures 3 and 4 over the F chord, sounds like this. So as you're learning the rest of this solo, really keep in mind that each measure could kind of be its own guitar lick. So if we've got one measure lick over the C chord, you know, when you've got another song that you come across that's in the key of C, you know, the chord progression might be different, but you can use these licks in the same way that we're learning them today, you know, these exact same licks. So if you've got an F chord in another song, you can play one of those one measure F chord licks and just combine them in different ways. So really useful stuff here for soloing in the key of C. So let's play this line one more time and then we'll move on to the next line. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, moving on to the next line, we got measures 5 through 8. Sounds like this. Play that one more time a little slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. let's go ahead and break this down. Let's check out measure 5 over the C chord. Nice bluesy sounding lick. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and next we'll add on measure 6 over the C chord. It's all eighth notes in measure 6. I like this lick a lot. I use this one all the time over a C chord. We're going to do that pull off with the pointer finger right there. So, and then the hammer from the pointer to the middle. I'll let y'all work on measure 6 if you need to. But now let's combine measures 5 and 6 over the C chord here. I think that sounds really, really nice. So if you're ready, let's add on measures 7 and 8. And measures 7 and 8 will be over the G chord. So measure 7. Measure 7 is a basic G lick. You know, that same type of lick we were playing earlier. One and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That last note in measure 7 is a quarter note. As you land on that last note in measure 7, that quarter note, keep that middle finger planted on that note right there as you work into measure 8. Even though the first